Yes, people. How y'all doing? I know for everyone that this hurricane has affected, I just want to say, man, I want to tell you from deep down my heart, and I pray that, you know, there's no, your families are doing well and you guys are just recovering. And I know it's not easy, but man, it's crazy, right? But today, let me come on here and say, so you all could see me. And for those of you that are watching me on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and Periscope and Instagram, I just want to say, I know it's been a minute. I've been very, very busy working, which is great because we gotta do that, right? Helping out a lot of clients as well. And why do I want to do this webinar today or Facebook Live? Well, because I got a client that called that try to get some money out of their 401k plan, and they got hit with the things that they weren't expecting. We've preached this all the time, and but until something happens, right, then people start realizing that, man, these government control programs are really not set up the way most people think they are to benefit you. Of course, the federal government, the IRS, they're making it easy for you to take money out of your 401k, your from 403b, 457 plans. They're saying, okay, we're gonna make it a little bit easier, which basically means they're gonna lift a lot of the restrictions, but they don't take away the taxes or the penalties. So I'm gonna talk about that and give you some insight. So a lot of you, because so many people don't even realize what is happening. So I'm gonna start by just asking you to make sure you share the video, of course, and like it, and with people that that might need this information, because it's so important that everyone that this might have affected, they need to see this, and just in case for the future, not just for hurricanes, but for every other reason that things happen, because there's so many reasons why we need to, one, make sure we have access to our money. Like I said, it's our money. It's not their money, it's our money. And for you as an individual that building your wealth and planning for your retirement, you want to definitely make sure every time you want to access your money, no one is going to give you a hard time about it. When I tell people that you're putting your money in prison, people look at me and say, what do you mean by that? Well, I'm going to talk about that. I'm just, sharing real quick, just so please share, like, and of course, hey Dallas, thanks for joining the call. I appreciate you. So I'm going to go into some things. So let's get started, folks. Let's get started. So why am I doing this today? Well, because of this main reason, this hurricane situation. A lot of people in Florida, a lot of people in Texas. We got clients, we got agents, we got family and friends in all these places that have been affected. Some of you saw the picture I put up earlier. Let me bring that up again so you could see it. This is somebody's house, that they lived in. Oh, now it's covered with water. So when I talk about making sure you separate your equity from your homes, this is an example of that. Just imagine this guy's house was already paid off. What happens right now? How are they going to get that equity? It's gone. So things that you got to always think about. You got to be liquid, folks. You got to always stay liquid. Liquidity is the key, because it gives you opportunities. It presents opportunity for you to be able to do certain things. So this is somebody's house, someone's dream home, or whatever the situation is. Okay, now So let's talk about this hurricane situation and this hardship withdrawal that the government is allowing you. That's the key word, allowing you to take your own money out. So let's talk about that. So they're saying, so let me read this real quick. This is from one of our superstars that did a blog on this actually. With Hurricane Harvey making a landfall in the Gulf Coast of Texas, it has brought both windstorm and flood damage to thousands of residents. For those who do not have federal flood insurance, their homeowners insurance most likely will not cover flood losses. So for those of you that don't have federal flood insurance, you're not going to be able to get money from your homeowners because they're not going to cover it. Okay, so just know that. So the only option you have is a hardship distribution or loan. So damage from Hurricane Harvey could easily exceed a person's savings, and they might not be able to make repairs to their homes. However, if they've been saving in 401k or 403b plan, they could exercise policy loans or hardship distribution to help them repair their primary residence. So what is a hardship distribution? This is the list of things, and you could also Google this, folks, and just put the hardship distribution. A lot of this stuff will come out for you. All right. So here's what they say. Medical expenses of the participant spouse or dependent. Okay. So you could go in and get the money. If you have a medical expense, purchase of the participant's principal residence, tuition related, funeral expenses, prevention of eviction from the participant's principal residence, or foreclosure. Okay. I know some people don't even know you could access money from your 401k for all this situation. All right, so this is just a quick education, so you know that now you can get money for that reason. Now, also for those of you that have 457 plans, allows distribution for unforeseen emergency instead of hardship as defined above. So if you have a 457 plans, those are the people that the sheriff department, firefighters, police officers. A lot of you have 457 plans. So what are the requirements for hardship distribution? Now, this is where, I start getting pissed off, but we're going to talk about it. Because again, this is your money. It's not their money, but it's yours. So, but they make you go through a hoopla to get it. Hardship distribution should be used as a last resort, okay? And the loan should be considered first, unless the loan will the situation. However, if loans are not an option due to an existing outstanding loan, a hardship distribution may still be possible. All right, the participant can only withdraw their contributions and only the amount necessary to cover the hardship loss. Typically, the participant must also stop contribution. So you gotta stop contributing to the plan for 6 months following the withdrawal. But the IRS has loosened this rule and orders to give Hurricane Harvey victims, and of course those of you in Florida, Hurricane Irma victims, some relief. Unforeseen emergency distribution from 457 plans do not require ceasing contribution to the plan for 6 months. Okay, cool. So how is the hardship distribution taxed? Yes, folks, they are gonna tax you on that money. So I was thinking, since the IRS was making it easy, how come they still making us pay taxes on this money, folks? Why do we still have to pay taxes? And in some cases you gotta pay a 10% penalty. So if you have $10,000, right, that you want to take out, a 28% tax bracket, that's $2,800, and let's just add another 10% plus 10% penalty in some situations, that's $3,800. Why don't the IRS, for this crazy situation that we got into with this hurricane that is not your fault, it's why don't they just let go of the taxes and the penalty? But no, they're not going to do that. Now for those of you that are again, sheriff departments, police officers, firefighters that have 457 plan, there's no 10% penalty. So you guys you locked out, but you still got to pay taxes. The taxation is another reason why loans should be considered. Now, you could take a loan, but you got to put that money back in, and you got 5 years to put the money back in. If you do not, you're going to get hit with a with it's going to be called a distribution, and they start taking the money out of your paycheck. Now let's talk about that loan for a minute. When you take a loan out of your 401k plan or qualified plan, you're paying the money back. When you're paying it back with after-tax dollars. That means you're going to have to pay taxes again in the future on money you already pay taxes on today. Let me let you all see my face when I'm talking about that. After-tax dollars, that's what you're using when you pay that loan back. So what do I mean? So if you take a $10,000 loan out of your 401k account, right? And they start taking out of your paycheck. Well, they're not taking it out before taxes. They're taking it after tax. So you already pay taxes on that loan, that payment that you're paying back. You already pay taxes on it. You're putting that money back into an account that in the future, when you retire, you got to pay taxes again. I don't like that. Do you? Well, you let me know. Put your comments on the bottom. Let me know if you like it or not. Because again, this is for your plans. Let's keep going. So, how do a participant take a hardship distribution, right? How do you take money out? Well, the first step is to contact the third-party administrator. So you got to contact your TPA that governs their 401k, 403b, or 457 plan to fill out their hardship distribution request form or unforeseen emergency. So you got to contact a third party. See, which is the company that is making money, because they charge fees to be a TPA. And then the new IRS ruling allows retirement plan sponsors and TPAs to make an exception to the standard hardship requirement, according to the IRS news release 2007 R2, whatever that number is. IRS is also relaxing procedural and administrative rules that normally apply to retirement plan loans and hardship distribution. Basically, just making it easy for you to get the money, but they're not giving away. They're not getting rid of the taxes. So my situation is, why do we need to even make it easy? We gotta just call and get my money. That's my money, right, folks? You should just be able to go in and take your money out regardless. Nobody should be trying to give you a hard time about it. So, what is a policy loan? Loans are subject to plan approval, so they got to approve it. Some plans do not approve loans. You are allowed, see here, this is another thing. You are allowed to access a loan without a qualifying event. These are low cost with no credit approval required, of course, because it's your money. You could get it out as a loan. The loan must be paid back in 5 years or less. The loan amount will be based on the cash surrender value of all monies in employer-sponsored plan. A loan cannot exceed the lesser of $50,000 or 50% of the present value of the participant's non-forfeitable benefit under the plan. So what are they saying to you? That means if you need $100,000, you can't. You can only get $50,000 out. That's it. So, folks, so here's the option. So those of you so why am I doing this? Well, the reason is this, because I got a call, right? So I had a client call me, and she wanted to access money from her company's 401k. And because of this situation, unfortunately they don't have, like we just covered, the flood insurance is not covered, for her in the state that she's in. And she needs some money. And she realized they're going to tax her and penalize and all that stuff. And even her situation was actually the company, the plan administrator. I'm glad the IRS had to step in, because a lot of these plan administrators, they might say, no, we're not going to give you the money. But basically, she needed $100,000. That's how much she needed. She had the money in her 401 plan. So what we do? We took the money out of her life insurance contract. Because guess what? The life insurance contract, you don't have to worry about a loan. You don't have to worry about a company giving you stipulation. So let me bring up a diagram that I want to help you with. A lot of people are contributing money straight from their paycheck into their qualified retirement plan, but they don't realize there's a padlock, there's a lock here, and you don't have the key to that lock. So many people don't even have emergency money sitting in a savings account. They don't have money saved up. They don't have a savings account. They don't have any of that. The only money they have is here inside their 401k plan, their qualified plan. But for them to access it, to take money out, they can't. They got to go through all that rigmarole, and then they got to pay taxes. See the red section there is the taxes that somebody has to pay. See this red right here? That's the taxes that you have to pay. And depending on where you stand, the IRS determines how much of that belongs to them. Now, here's the beauty about what I teach. Okay? And one thing that we love about insurance is the benefit that life insurance gives you. And we will bring that up real quick so you kind of see some of the benefit that it gives you. So on the section right here, you see of course you have riders are optional. You could have riders. I'm not going to go through all this, but I just want to talk about the benefits right here. Tax deferred growth, tax-free distribution, competitive rate of return, high contribution, additional benefits, collateral opportunities, safe harbor, no loss provision. You cannot lose any money that goes into that life insurance contract. Guaranteed loan option. You could take a loan no matter what. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody, and it doesn't show up on your credit report. Unstructured loan payment. Now, here's the beauty. This right here, you don't have to start making payments right away. You do not. Unlike your 401, you have to start paying that loan back immediately, and you got to pay back within 5 years or less, or else you're going to have to get hit with a penalty, and they call it distribution and taxes. With life insurance, it's unstructured loan payments. For those of you that's listening to my voice, what is unstructured loan payment? It means you pay whenever you want to, because, and I'm going to show you a diagram in a minute, and you have liquidity, use, and control of the money. Now, the last one right here in the bottom, deductible contribution, I could show you how to make that money that you're putting in here deductible. So that's something that we could have on a conversation when you set up an appointment with me. I'll show you how to do that. So basically, you have deductible contribution going into your account, and you can still take it out tax-free. That's something that not every financial planner understand how to do that. I know how to do it powerfully. So let's come here. So now we got the insurance in place. So let's look at that. So you notice the first thing the insurance does, remember I always talk about using life insurance as a bank. The insurance gives you a death benefit just in case you don't make it. But let's say you have all your money sitting here as a savings account. Now you run into this hurricane situation, right? Or family emergency happens, medical expenses, life happens. This is what the insurance company would do. They'll say, okay, come on, how much do you want? I want $100,000. They give it to you, no questions asked. They wire that money right into your bank account. I mean, my client, she was in tears. She couldn't believe. I said, but this is what I've been telling you. I mean, we do this. They put the money right in your account. The question she asked me, is there any penalty? I said, no, there's no penalty. Is there any taxes I got to pay on it? I said, no, there's no taxes. All you have to pay the insurance company back is the interest that they're charging you. And this particular company that I use, they charge about 4.5% interest rate. And guess what? It doesn't show up in your credit report. She's like, what? I said, yeah, it doesn't show up in your credit report. And two, there's no monthly payment. Because one thing they know is one day we're all going to go. When we pass away, your family will get the death benefit plus the cash value that's in the account because of the type of plan that she actually has. Different plans, of course, work different ways. The one that that she has pays her the death benefit plus the cash value. There's some other plans that will subtract the cash value from the death benefit. That's okay too. Your family is still going to get the money. It's okay. It's not a problem. So if you notice right here, the insurance company gave her their money. Let me draw. This is the insurance company money. And they put a lien on her life insurance contract, her cash value. And she was able to pull $100,000 from the insurance company's money to go take care of the situation that she needs to take care of. We don't need to know why or what she needs the money for, but the money is available. But guess what? Her plan will continue to grow and grow and grow because she could still continue contributing money to it. Unlike our friend, which says in some cases your client might not even be able to add any more money to their plan. See, it says there, the person can only withdraw their contributions and only the amount necessary to cover the hardship loss. How about if I want more? Typically, the participant must also stop contribution to the plan for 6 months following the withdrawal. Folks, I mean, come on. How about if I want to still save money? I mean, what's wrong with me putting money in? With life insurance, you can continue. And then what I do is I'm going to show her, because she's actually putting about, her contribution is about 15 grand a year into her insurance policy. So what I'm going to show her is how she can actually use that money to pay this loan back and pay it off. And guess what? You notice what just happened? She still has her full account when that loan is paid off. So there's ways to make it work. You know, there's a lot of tricks to the game, but it takes a unique and a special type of agent to understand this stuff to be able to help you. So I just wanted to kind of help you all with that, because I know so many people, you know, have all these accounts and don't realize that when life happens, you got to be in the position to make sure your family is taken care of right away. So many of you, especially those of you that are business owners, that are, you know, entrepreneurs, I mean, you shouldn't be getting yourself involved in a plan that you cannot access when you need it. That's the reason why you're an entrepreneur, to be independent, to be strong, to be financially free. Why are you tying up your money in an account that puts your money in prison? You're a business owner. You shouldn't be doing that to yourself. You know, you need liquidity. Whenever you want your money, you don't need anybody. I mean, it's your money. As a business owner, you are the one responsible to put that money in there. I'll give you one final example why I've been so pissed off about plans like this for the longest time. I remember years ago, I needed $50,000 from my SEP IRA as a business owner. I needed to send my dad to India for treatment because, you know, most of you know I'm from Nigeria. My dad was in Nigeria back then, and he needed to go get treatment for cancer. And, you know, he's not an Indian citizen, of course, so he has to pay cash for everything. Hotel, airplane expenses, all that. So I had to pull $50,000 out of my SEP IRA to send to Africa. To send to India and fly him out there. So we got there, thank God, everything was successful. But I knew I had 60 days to put the money back into my SEP IRA. 60 days. And it was in the mutual fund too. So, you know, I'm tracking because buy low, sell high. So I took out the 50 grand and I was saying, okay, I'm going to put it back in quickly but I need to see when I'm putting the money, because I need to put it in when the market is low so I could buy more shares, you know. So I'm trying to play the game and see what happens. All right, kept checking the market. It's not happening. And I called the company that I had the money with. I said, hey man, how many more days do I have? Because I think I'm getting close to 4 days. He said, no, you have 2 more days to pull all that money back in. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it's 60 calendar days. I was counting 60 business days. I mean, that's the way you should do business, right? Business days. I mean, no. They said, no, it's 60 calendar days. So I had to hurry up and put the money back in. But guess what? I put it back in when the market was high. So I bought the shares at a high price. Guess what? My $50,000 wasn't 50. So it was $30,000. So I was pissed off. Folks, you understand? I was mad. That's my money. Dropped to 30 grand. So I bought less shares and have less money. So I wasn't happy. So folks, that's when I started saying, you know what? I need to really understand all this stuff. Because at the end of the day, personal experience. There's two ways you learn in life: personal experience or other people's experience. So I'm sharing my experience so you could learn from it, because other people's experience is the easiest way to learn. Personal experience is the hardest way. You lose money when you personally experience it. So that was my situation. So folks, I just want to thank you for taking the time to check this out. Hope this helps you. Make sure you share it and bless some other people in your group, in your life about it. You'll stay safe, and God bless everyone. And for everyone that lost lives in this September 11 also today, we remember them as well. It's a crazy world, folks, but you know what, we gotta keep living, right? Have a great day. Bye bye.